Okay, hello guys, this is Big Fish. Probably judging from my sound right now, you guys probably know that I don't like making tier lists, but I tend to avoid making tier lists because I think that this is not helping anyone, and I think it only makes people angry. So yeah. So okay, I don't want to make a tier list. I've told a lot of people in my previous tier lists that I don't intend on making more because, yeah, it only attracts problems and people tend to not appreciate my opinions, and people just like these fucking nobodies. They would just like tell me, "Oh no, you're wrong." Well, I mean, probably, but one thing's for sure, I'm better than you, so big chances I'm probably not gonna be wrong about that. And I'm not really biased as well. So, alright. Enough mumbling for today. I got a rough day. Okay. So, before we continue with the tier list, I want to talk a little bit about that. This will be sequential. So, yeah. I might not use I might substitute some of the classes with a different class for the icons, simply because I don't have enough. I don't think that I have all of the classes on the options. So I might end up using another class for it. So don't go like watching only at the end, and then you see a class that is not supposed to be there, and then you ask me again regarding what class. You don't put this. If I don't put the class, you can let me know. But if I did put the class, but I simply changed the icon, and then you start badgering me saying like, you don't include this. Because this, I'm telling you this because this happens a lot, and I don't want to be that idiot who has to answer every single question about this. So I will leave it up to you to watch the entire thing, because I think I'll talk a little bit about each class and why it's strong and why it's weak, and and how the meta is driven. Alright, so first of all, we'll have a couple stuff here. One is No Need Brain, which is basically super broken, and I'll probably only include 3 classes here. And then there's Overpowered, and there's Strong, Disgusting, and Haram. Alright, I think it's quite obvious which is which, and I don't think I need to explain very much into all this again. Since a lot of people have been asking for tier lists, I actually got a lot of people telling me to make tier lists on every single comment section and every single video. So yeah, this is why I'm making this tier list. Now let's start from the very beginning. Archer has been it's never really like an arena class for a long time. Actually, they actually made the class a lot better. They made class simply very strong right now. Unfortunately, this class still lacks a lot of extremely valuable, a lot of valuable like strengths, like anti-grab and foreguard breakers and all that. So, due to this class having, horrible range for a ranged class, and its rotation is not really good, this makes this class simply a bit hard to use. And but being that this class have one of the strongest bursts in the entire game for a ranged class, I will put this class in Disgusting, which is pretty much dog shit but still usable. Next is the Windwalker. After the recent buff for this class is now capable of one-shotting anyone in normal arenas without an SOV. And we have this tested already, so but just by getting a couple crits and a couple branch effects, this thing is capable of one-shotting anyone except Titans and Mystic and Berserkers and those classes with 20 plus PvP damage reduction. Aside from that, I think that there's a single class in this game that can withstand a single combo in normal arenas by a Windwalker, hence why the Windwalker will be put a bit above there, right? No, the reason why this Windwalker is currently, in my opinion, a strong class is due to now there's a very, now after lingers have been removed, this class no longer suffers against many classes, like other classes, like Berserkers or something, because now you can't really linger your super armor and block off this class's lack of super armor. This class's super armor is very strong. It's got a very strong rush type and a forward guard break / invincible 3/ skill, which can be used for different uses. It can be used to escape, it can be used to go in and out, it can be used to instantly break forward guard, and with all of that, having a grab and a forward guard break makes this class extremely strong. Unfortunately, due to it being simply a little bit skill dependent, and also you kind of need to be a bit good, and you kind of need a bit of brain to use this class. Plus, this class is heavily punished by some classes with extremely long stall, and also this class cannot really trade that well due to only having 2 super armor, one having quite a bad cooldown. So yeah, it's just strong. It's not in particular like broken or something, or it's just strong. It's just okay. So now we have the Fantasma. Fantasma, in my opinion, is still pretty strong. Unfortunately, it is not going to be as strong as it was in the past, and due to having a lot of new rivals in the list, this class is a little bit difficult to play right now. Due to it having very little coverage, it's easily grabbed, its damage is really good, its range is good, but unfortunately, you just simply cannot trade, and due to it no longer having lingers in the game, which this class heavily relies on the Umbral pillar, now this class is a bit weak, unfortunately. But nonetheless, it's still pretty strong, just not that strong. I will not be putting it in disgusting, because it's still pretty good. It's far better than the Archer, so I'll still be putting it there. Next, Solaris, we don't have that. Next, we'll be putting Hasashin. I'll just use this for like Hasashin, right? Hasashin, in my opinion, right now is overpowered. This class is extremely strong. It does not really rely on its ability to linger the. It could linger its evasion and some of the other skills like Eye of the Storm. However, due to it having very good coverage, having overall 3 forward guard break skills, it's got the bleed is very extremely painful now because it scales. And so this class is extremely strong. It counters a lot of the current strong classes like Titans and GMs. And because of that, this class will be put higher up in the list due to having a lot of coverage for a lot of different things. Also, having one of the most anti-grab effects in the game on its Mirage, on its and 2 of the Eye of the Storm, having 3. So this class is extremely strong right now, and it's primarily used to counter a lot of strong classes currently. Next, we have the Kunoichi. We'll just use this for Kuno. We'll skip the other one. Alright, for Kuno, right now Kuno is on Disgusting due to it, having no more lingers on its Shadow Plume, which is its bread and butter skill. Due to it no longer having any lingers, this class gets dry real quick, and by not having a reliable escape nor a reliable opening, this class is pretty much a gamble class in which if you mess up, you can get really punished heavily. And this class is, however, still pretty decent. It's still pretty good against a couple of new classes like GMs and other extremely forward guard heavy classes like Nova. However, this class does not have a reliable opening nor escape, so eventually it'll get dry real quick, and against a decent player, you can get really destroyed with this class. I don't recommend you using this class at all, due to it having, 180 damage bleed for 3 seconds as a passive. Well, compare that to like a percentage-based passives like other classes. This class is just, I don't recommend it at all. I kind of want to, but I have to be realsies with you guys, and it's not really good right now. However, it's still probably gonna be the top disgusting ones. So there's that. Secondly, we got this Crimson Lily. Crimson Lily, currently also pretty weak because, well, it's only got 2 super armor, and yeah, this class heavily relies on the stall and the linger on the rippling shot or something. Yeah, and because of that, no longer having a linger, this class just simply gets dry real quick, and yeah, to be honest, this damage is still pretty poop, so it's not gonna work. And its skills are grabbable as well, so doesn't really help. Next is Lotus. Lotus is currently a very, very strong class. I'll probably put this in overpowered, probably even more overpowered than the Assassin currently. Unfortunately, I can't move it. Okay. Unlike the Hisashi, the Lotus have a lot more coverage. It's a lot more difficult to play than the Hisashi, but this class does have a very strong coverage. It has forward guard break, it has forward guard, it has invincible, it has a ranged opening, it has, well, basically everything you can think of. And also it has mana break, which 100% cripples those mana dependent classes like Warlord, Mystic, and other classes like Archmage. Because of that, this class have a lot of coverage, and it also have 3 anti-grab with a very low cooldown. And because of that, this class is one of the best counters for Titans currently. Also, the damage is extremely high. Oh man, it really hurts. Like, the Blood Moon is equal to, it's almost equal to fully charged Reckoning. It's pretty crazy if you think about it. Yeah. Next, oh my god, Warlord. Okay, Warlord is currently Haram. This is probably the worst class in the whole game. No questions asked. It has only 1 skill that can initiate, which it desperately needs. It used to be quite okay because its super armor linger is extremely long. But due to lingers no longer being in the game, yeah, it's pretty sad, unfortunately. I really like this class. I think this class is a very cool class. It's got a lot of really cool aesthetics, but unfortunately, it's extremely weak right now. It's like it doesn't really have any like disengage skills in the game, and because of that, yeah. Once you combo someone, you're kind of like in question whether you should keep going or like run away, but you can't really run away. So yeah, you don't really have a choice. Enemy can just keep on hitting you, and yeah. All right. Next, this Warlord is so easily kited against a ranged class. This Warlord basically can't do much at all. So unfortunately, yeah, it's a bit sad. And the damage is also very low. I mean, like, you think about a class that's really good at being close, but the damage is low, so yeah, it's pretty bad. However, this Warlord is probably one of the best counters for Grandmaster. All of its super armor skills break forward guard in one way or the other. The rush type skill is an instant forward guard break. The 2 upper hand skill is also forward guard breaking skills, which was used primarily back around May to counter the Kunoichi. But unfortunately, well, most Kunoichis go super armor anyways because they're noob. And yeah, because of that, this class is pretty much And due to most classes in the top tiers having grabs or anti-grab in some way or the other, this class does not really have like an exclusive ability, which is a bit sad, to be honest. Because, I mean, think about it this way. You want to kill GM? Well, you can just use Hash or Lotus or Titan or whatever. Like, yeah. There's a lot more other classes that can do the same job, just it doesn't get fucked by other classes. So, unfortunately, Warlord needs help from PA, unfortunately. PA has been extremely cruel. I feel bad. Mystic. Okay. This Mystic is... Don't eat brain. Unfortunately. This class is probably one of the strongest classes currently in this patch. It does not require lingers at all. It has only 2 skills that you need to remember. It can probably win almost most matches with only 2 skills. Because like one skill has 3 hits, and it has invincible frames in between the 1, 2, and 3 hits. And also it has a very high damage super armor skill, in which you can just trade, and people just can't do much against it. Its damage is a bit too high, in my opinion. It's impossible to trade against. Even Berserkers can't trade against it, unfortunately. And yeah, it just got a ton of coverage. It's got foreguard break, it's got grab, it's got anti-grab. It's just a bit too strong, I think. And the rotation is a bit too fast. Next is Sura. Sura is currently overpowered, in my opinion. And the reason is pretty simple. This class does suffer a little bit from the lingers being removed from the game. But unfortunately, the Shadow Break skill, unfortunately, still has linger on the second hit, or on the first hit. It all depends on you on which one you want to use, but this class just simply have a bit too much coverage. It's got a foreguard break, it's got delayed damage, it's basically got the highest damage combo in the entire game. Not even the highest damage combo, almost the highest damage skill being After Image. And you can just go, you can just literally use a 28 CP, like a 28k CP Sura, and you can one-shot a 33k CP opponent, given that they're not invested on bulk, like Fantasma or something, which lacks damage reduction and such. But this class can one-shot something like 5,000 CP above it in one shot. So yeah, I think that explains a little bit too much. And also, in case you don't want to think too much, you can just go Invis and activate the teleport backstab and just grab somebody and just use After Image once. You can repeat that process 3 times and you'll probably kill anyone. No joke. The After Image hurts a bit too much, in my opinion. Yeah. And Sura is not particularly that difficult to play either. The class is pretty straightforward, and there's that. Next is the Nova, and actually today this Nova got a buff. So it's got a couple changes on its skill. It's now capable of actually standing its ground and just being extremely tanky. Unfortunately, this class's main problem has not been fixed. Its ability to maneuver is extremely low, and having its charge type skill, the Quantum Charge, being easily cancelled when it collides to the enemy's hitbox, making it able to be stopped prematurely, makes this class very difficult to play. It gets dry really quickly, and its coverage is a little bit too low. All of its skills are grabbable, and yeah, unfortunately, it does not have a very good rotation on the super armor. The range is also pretty shit. The only thing that's going on for this class is probably having one of the best grabs in the game, and having the ability to do a Zumba. In case you want to know what a Zumba is, it's basically a class. It's a category for some classes that is capable of instantly CCing someone, bypassing the standing up super armor linger, which everyone gets. After you get knocked down, the moment you stand up, you can't get knocked down again. So you can use a non-super armor skill to, and you won't get punished after you stand up. But these classes that is capable of doing a Zumba, it can bypass that, like standing up immunity. So this Nova is capable of doing that. But aside from that, I don't think there's anything with this class that cannot be replaced with a better class. You want to grab, there's a fuck ton of classes that can do the same job. Yeah, it's just no. It's a bit too slow in my opinion, and it doesn't really hit that hard either. So yeah. Next is Sage. This class gets me thinking: is it strong or is it weak? When this class was first released, we all still had lingers. So we have ways around it. We can block off its damage. We can block off its only 2 super armor skills, and it can't really do much against us, aside from trading, because its ability, Spatial Shatter, just simply hurts a little bit too much, having a base 3,000% damage in one shot. And in case you are feeling lucky, the passive will be up, and you can use it twice, giving a base 6,000% damage in one shot. Yes, this thing hurts a lot, unfortunately. And after the lingers are being removed, this class can literally just play pretty much like a VK, and well, not really a VK. It does not have the same coverage, but this Sage just simply hits a little bit too hard, and it's very hard to lock down if you're against someone who knows a little bit about it. So there's that, at least. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be put in overpowered because it's still easily grabbed and it's a bit slow. So yeah. Next is the Reaper. After this Reaper, in my opinion, is currently a very strong class, but it's not overpowered. The reason is pretty simple. Although this class deals very good damage, its damage is pretty much the same as many of the classes like Fantasma and Sage and other classes combined. It does have a very good super armor skill. Unfortunately, this class does get dry really quickly, and once you're against someone who knows, who's used to fighting Reapers, like nowadays, people get used to fighting invisible classes because the invisibility is no longer a very uncommon thing in the game, and so people get used to knowing how to deal with invisibility, and the Reapers simply don't give off that same amount of pressure. And because its super armor is its main super armor being the bat skill, the dark skill, that thing being stationary, it's basically an open invitation to get grabbed. It's also, all of its skills are grabbable, and it does not really have that much coverage. It does have one forward guard break. Unfortunately, it's very clunky to use, and in case you use it on the wrong timing, you can get really punished because the flow does not have the same immunity in the arenas. And because of that, this class is not as good. And to be completely honest, out of the 3 invisible classes, it's just the second best. Unfortunately, Kuno is just worse in every other way. One of the only things that the Reaper have for it is the fact that its invisibility cannot be broken until the duration stops. And because of that, even though you CC it while it went invis, if the duration of its invisibility has not ended, it will still not reveal. Thus, you can't grab it, or you can't do shit to it. But you can deal damage to it once you can see the numbers click once you hit them on invis, but you can't because they don't reveal. So yeah, it's very sad. That's the only thing going. Next is the Grandmaster. This Grandmaster, which I thought previously being super weak due to the absence of Linger, turns out to be the other way around. It's actually very strong, and the reason is simple. This class have one of the best rotation in the game. The immunity rotation is extremely powerful. It's a very low cooldown, very low committal class. It's got the best forward guard skill in the game, being only 2-second cooldown with 1-second duration, and also its ability to maneuver around, having a good escape, a grab, and a very high damage combo. Plus that incredibly imbalanced passive. 35% PvP damage increase after shoulder thrust, and a 30% base damage reduction for 2 seconds. It's insane. Basically speaking, my 20 KCP Grandmaster ult can withstand a combo from a 30 KCP, but my 28 KCP Kuno cannot even take 3 hits. So I think you can, it's pretty easy to understand. Plus, my GM can two combo a giant whale, while my Kuno needs 3. So it tanks more damage, it blocks more damage, it deals more damage. So I think that's self-explanatory. Next, plus the GM is just basically the best class in the game when it comes to being able to just be strong in the arenas. It's a very skill-dependent class. I can't put it overpowered because you do need a bit of brain to use it. It's not an easy class, that's for sure, and it's not a class that can just be played by anybody. You need a bit of skill for that. Unlike the Lotus or the Mystic or the Hush or Sura, I think those classes are a bit more forgiving for newbies. But the GM is not one of them. If you can't play the class, you're technically garbage. Next is the Spirit Walker. This Spirit Walker just will have just got buffed in the Korean servers. This class, after testing, is extremely strong. I'll probably argue putting it on overpowered or no need brain. Probably on overpowered, because unfortunately, some classes can really ruin this class. Like for example, Hosashin and Lotus. I think these two classes are extremely strong against the Spirit Walker. Also, the Spirit Walker can't really do much against a Destroyer as well, having a very bad its mobility is pretty crap, and yeah. But the Spirit Walker will be able to do a one-shot combo similar to the Windwalker, just without as much risk, because its super armor and immunity skills are a bit too much. Plus, it has priority on its Phoenix Gale, on its Phoenix attack, whatever the fire thing is, the Phoenix dance skill. Yeah, oh my god, I'm getting my skills mixed up. So yeah, the Spirit Walker will be extremely strong later on. Probably it's going to come in the next 2 weeks or next week. I'm not quite sure anymore. But yeah, all in all, this class has a lot of coverage, and it is also one of the couple classes that is capable of doing a Zumba, aside from the Nova and the Striker. Only 3 classes capable of doing that. Hence, plus the Mystic. Sorry. So yeah, there's 4 classes that can do a Zumba. That's Mystic, Spirit Walker, GM, and Novas. And yeah, it's just a very strong class. It also has a grab, has a very long range skill, high damage. Yeah, overall, it's a very strong class. And it's also one of the classes in the game that does not really need to move a lot. I've used the Spirit Walker alt in the past to whale hunt, and I actually killed the top 3 CP, the top 3 highest CP player in Asia with a 12k CP Spirit Walker. I comboed him in the same place, in the same exact spot until he dies. That was hilarious, I'm telling you. I wish I had that one clipped. Unfortunately, I didn't, because I was just... Yeah, I felt bad, so yeah. So yeah, there's that. Next is the Void Knight. Oh my god, I think a lot of people will be roasting me on this one. Oh, Uncle Big Fish, you hate the VK, right? So you're gonna put it on the very bottom. No. VK, unfortunately, is still, without bias, is still a very strong class. I'll put this class on overpowered, just for the sake that this is all you need to do, alright? Hear me out. Nightfall. Wait for a second. Fury of Sylvia. If both skills get fucked up, fucking go Dark Mist. Wait. Stall. Nightfall cooldown went off, and you can rinse and repeat. Even if you don't hit the enemy, you're healing off the damage from the Fury of Sylvia. It's a forward guard with a heal and a slow, which lasts 10 seconds, and the Nightfall can basically break forward guard as well. So yeah, this class has got a lot of coverage, and after the recent changes on the skills, now this class can actually pack a punch. I'm not kidding. This class can like two combo most higher CP characters. So this remains as one of the best whale hunting class in the game. I would argue that this class is probably no need brain, but unfortunately, due to the new classes being extremely strong, and this class is very susceptible to grabs, I cannot put it on no need brain. I think you still need a bit of brain to use the Void Knight now. Although this class is one of the most cancerous, toxic classes in the game. I don't think you guys need more explanation for that one. VK is still extremely strong. No arguments there, alright? Next is the Berserker. Okay, so this one actually took us quite some time to decide whether or not it's actually strong or overpowered or disgusting. This class is overpowered right now. And the reason is simple. Due to the lack of lingers, people can't just casually block off the damage using a forward guard. Because what will happen is, the moment you use a Reckoning, the moment you're charging the Reckoning, people got only 2 options. Evade away, or tank it. It's very difficult to use like a forward guard to completely block the damage now, because unfortunately lingers no longer exist. So now forward guard duration is very short, and you need to be frame perfect to completely block off all the damage. This will actually be a lot more difficult. Unfortunately, it's pretty hard. And this class actually got one of the best bulk in the game and one of the best passives in the game. This class hits really, really hard. And yeah, this class got really good rotation as well. It's Havoc and Reckoning and Berserker's Charge basically have 0 cooldown. If you can maximize its duration and just stall away and time them perfectly. This class does not require a lot of skill to play. Probably it's one of those classes that you either became decent or you became extremely strong. There's either one. Probably the latter is a bit questionable, but this class is pretty strong and it does not actually need a very high skill cap to play. Its skill set is very, very forgiving, and I think that this class is still very strong despite the nerfs. It's still very, very strong. And I think that's about it for the Berserkers. Next is the Invoker. Now, this one actually got me thinking. After the changes, I actually tried playing the class a bit, and this class feels kind of nice, but unfortunately, it's a bit clunky as well. This class is a bit clunky, and its super armor is a bit meh. And because of that, I'll put this class on Disgusting tier. Probably in high Disgusting, probably like above Kuno maybe. Probably a bit better than Kuno, I think. This class does have a very good escape. It's got a very good mobility. Its damage is okay. It's nothing to write home about, but it's okay. It's pretty fine now. It's not bad. So you can you can still use it, although you probably suffer a lot because this class is a bit meh. Unfortunately, this class does not have any way of breaking forward guard, and unfortunately, this class is just a bit too clunky to use, and the damage is a bit too low, so it just gets outpaced by other classes and die that way. Second, the next one is Destroyer. Okay, I don't want to talk about this bullshit anymore. This is probably the biggest mistake in PA history. No, probably not that. The biggest one is probably AM during the AM supremacy back in last year. But this one is probably the current strongest class in the game. You can literally play this class with only 3 skills. It's fucking dumb. It's near impossible to grab. It's got 3-second invincible and 4-second cooldown. So technically speaking, it's only 1 second downtime on the invincible skill. And yeah, also this class can also have 2 more super armor skills. So yeah, you will never run out of invincible frames. It's fucking dumb, right? Fucking dumb. If you play Destroyer, you can eat shit and die. That's the best thing I can say. That's a stupid class, made exclusively for failures. Next is the Lancer. The Lancer is, in my opinion, currently one of the strongest classes in the game as well. This class does not need a lot of skill to play. This class is extremely easy. The skills are very forgiving, and its skill super armor rotation is only I think it's only got like 0.2 second downtime on its super armor. It's very, very easy to play. I'm telling you, it's very easy to play. So yeah, it's very, very strong, guys. It's very strong. It's almost impossible to CC. Its damage is very high. Well, not very, very high, but it has a very high damage burst, being the Fallen Angel. Because the Fallen Angel is a very difficult to explain skill. Because while you disappear from the battlefield, you can choose whenever to come back. And because people don't know when you will come back, they will start spamming their skills. They will start spamming all of their super armor, their fucking evasion, and eventually you bait out people's skills to come out. And this will give you an advantage because you have more. I think you have like 3 more super armor to compensate after the Fallen Angel. And the rotation is perfect. This class only has 0.2 second downtime on the 3rd rotation. That's why this class is extremely strong. And yeah, you guys should try it out. This class also can whale hunt. This is one of the OG whale hunt classes, although it might not be as although it's not as easy as GM or VK for whale hunting. This one will take a bit of skill. Okay, next one is actually Shy, and this class will be put on strong. I've personally played this class as well. This class have very good coverage now. Its evasion is still as annoying as how it used to be, but now its playstyle revolves around the bear. Now, if you summon the bear, which only takes a second or like half a second or something, you can technically just keep spamming the bear, and it will keep dealing like damage to the enemy, and it will chase the enemy. This thing can be used to bait out enemy skills or other things, and also its invincible frame is quite long on the evasion and on the skills. It also has the ability to break forward guard. the spinning boomerang skill can break forward guard if you move towards the enemy's rear. It does. So yeah, it does have very good coverage. It also have 2 anti grabs, which is very nice as well. The damage is nothing to write home about, but it's still a very, very strong class with a lot of coverage. It loses very little matchup, and in case Arena Live does not pan out for you, you can always play a support class for mass PvP. Shy will always be extremely useful for any team. Its ability to buff your teammates with PvP damage reduction and heal is a bit too much, I think. Also, the heal is extremely crazy. You guys should see that. It's pretty insane. Next, the list is getting finished like very quickly. All right, next is the Corsair. The Corsair is, in my opinion, currently also strong. It's not broken or anything. It's still very strong. Unfortunately, this class is one of those classes that relies on Linger as well. However, I think the class is still very strong. It's got 2 forward guard break skills. It's got 2 anti-grab. Yeah. So it's pretty nice. It's got good coverage, very good damage, but the class does not have that much ability to actually make sudden movements. So it's actually a bit slow, in my opinion. And this is going to be a bit difficult to use if you are against a couple classes that have a much better stalling ability. Unfortunately, this class is just a bit too slow, and the skills are easily evaded. So I would just No. It's just okay, I guess. It's strong, but nothing to write home about. Nothing special at all. Next is the we did Hush, we did Kunoichi, we did Sage, we did Lan. Okay. All right. So this Lan, I'm actually quite confused whether I should put it on fucking strong or should I put it on haram, because this class is what you would call the #1 like pussy class. All it does is fly away and stall and like poke you once in a while. Its damage is garbage, but it doesn't really hit you that hard, but you can't really hit it anyways. So it's like, it's not really a strong class. It's more like it's a very annoying class. It's very annoying, and I'm telling you, it's a very annoying class. But it's like, this class is a lot closer to a Shy plus a VK, but its ability to trade is it's bad, while the Shy is good, and it does not actually have the ability to make sudden movements the same way a Void Knight does. Also, its opening skill is primarily stun, which hits twice, so you need to immediately cancel the second hits and go to a daze in order to maintain the combo, or else it will fail, because if you put the stun twice, the enemy would instantly like wake up. So because of that, this class is a bit meh to me, to be honest. I've tried it already. I think I got bored playing it. I think I got tired of playing it because all I do is fly around and fly around. I'll probably put Lan. Probably, if you're telling me just about how strong the class is, I'll probably put this class on strong, low strong. I think it's strong, but it's a bit too time consuming. It's like if you want to be Cancer, if you want to be toxic, you can just go play like VK or like Destroyer. They will do a much better job, right? Like playing Lan, you're not gonna be pissing people off. You'll piss yourself off. So yeah, there's that. Next is the oh my god, Succession Meihua. I assume this is the Primrose. Yeah, I assume this is the Primrose. All right, the Primrose currently haram. This is one of the most horrible classes in the game. Its super armor is garbage, and it used to be pretty good on the Lingers. Yeah. Oh well, no, not really. It was shit before, but it's less shit now. Okay, due to other classes not having Lingers, this class does have some competitive value, but it's still extremely weak, extremely easy to. It has too many weaknesses. All of its skills are grabbable except for Cold Snap, which is only lasts like 0.5 seconds, and it has 8-second cooldown. The rest of the skills are all grabbable. The counter, the Petal Ward skill, is the worst out of the 3 bladers, and yeah, it's meh. I'll be real with you, it's fucking meh. If you argue with me, oh, but this class can fucking do the slow debuff. Yeah, it can deal a 50% slow debuff, which only lasts 4 seconds. In which the Archmage, the Ravens, the Reapers, the Void Knights, they can do the same job, but the duration lasts longer. Like, look at Void Knight. The only difference between the slow of the Void Knight and the slow of the Primrose is only one. The Void Knight, slow, 40%. 40% slow, lasts for 10 seconds, while the Primrose is 50% for 4 seconds. I would choose a Void Knight any time of the day. Like, so yeah, no, this class, there's nothing that this class can do that can't be replicated by other classes. This class is shit. All right, yeah, this class is shit. The super armor is also the worst in the game. This Primrose have the worst super armor in the game. That's, yeah, unfortunately, it's a bit too weak. She needs to be saved by Perlbis, or else she will just die. Next, Succession Musa, the Blademaster. This is actually a very interesting class. This, in my opinion, is an overpowered class. This class will be getting a buff, so it's gonna get extremely strong later on. Probably gonna come next week or the week after. This class will be very, very strong. It has a very high damage. It's got a very good coverage as well. It's got a full guard break. It's got stealth. It's got stealth is anti-grab. And overall, this class is just very strong. It's got way too much coverage, loses very little matchup, and doesn't really have any innate counter. This class doesn't actually have a counter. Now that's the problem. This class is capable of fighting almost any class in the game, and there's not really any class that can fight this class and with like an advantage. Because unfortunately, this class is a bit too strong. I think. Look. What makes a good class is not necessarily just one thing, but it's coverage. All right? Think about it this way: the Lancer is extremely strong. It's got a super high rotation super armor, but all of its skills are grabbable. But it's saved by its ability to phase away from the battlefield, giving that unknown factor of when it's going to come out and strike you. And because of that, it baits out people's skills. And that is the reason why Lancer is no need brain, because people will spam skills and then you would win by trading. That's why the Lancer is strong. But if you're talking about coverage, the Blademaster have a lot more coverage. It's got a guaranteed forward break. It's got a guaranteed anti-grab. It's got a forward guard that can be maneuvered as much as you want. It also has an invincible skill. It also has very high damage and a long range opening. So it's pretty much a very versatile class. And because of that, this class loses very little matchup. Unfortunately, this class needs brains to play. It's not an easy class. By any means, this is not an easy class. If you can play the Blademaster, you're probably going to be pretty good. If you can play the Blademaster, you can probably play almost any class. This class is a very strong class, but needs a bit of brain. Alright, I'm getting tired of talking. Let's wrap this thing up real quick. Succession Ninja. No. Okay, Raven. 6 super armors in the arenas. It's got a slow, it's got a high damage, it's got like a pure like full rotation of super armor. If you lose, look, okay, like Raven is broken, right? Raven is fucking broken. I'll probably argue this is probably second strongest class in the game. People argue, oh, but you need a bit of brain to play the class. No, you only need fucking like 3 skills. You need implosion, the fucking like jump backwards twice and jump inwards twice, and those skills, and do vortex. That's it. That's all you fucking need. Because there's no point in like learning a class, and okay, in the past the second jump does not have super armor, but now it does, and you can just literally go like 24/7 purely super armor. There's not really any point in like making it difficult. if you think that the Raven is difficult, then you have absolutely no idea what real difficulty in the class is, because this class can basically go super armor the whole time. It's got 2 4-guard break. It's got very high damage, and it can. What's important is it can continuously apply pressure. Now that is a problem. This class can continuously apply pressure, non-stop. And I don't know about you, but there's no class in the game that's gonna be able to withstand that unless you got like a really, really good stall, like Void Knight, or just plain ass broken ass garbage like fucking Destroyer. This class is way too strong right now. And this class needs a bit of nerf, But this Destroyer has to be nerfed first. This Destroyer is borderline bullshit. It's a bullshit class. All right. Okay, the list is dwindling very quickly. That's good. Getting tired of talking. Succession Ranger. So this is Huntress, yeah? Huntress, currently strong. This class is very strong. It's got, well, I guess it gets a bit of pain from the linger on the evasion being removed, but nonetheless, this class is still very, very strong. It's got a very good coverage as well. It's got a 4-guard break, 2 of them. Got invincible, got anti-grab, got very good damage. Overall, a very balanced class. I think this class is very strong in the hands of someone who knows how to play this class and knows the basics of PvP. Okay, I'm dying. Next, Lupa. Lupa is currently on disgusting, but not that disgusting. This class has a grab. It's got a very good super armor, very strong presence. Unfortunately, this class lacks 2 things. Its ability to pressure is very low. That is the only problem. And its initiation skill is pretty clunky. And because of that, it's not gonna be able to catch anyone decent, unfortunately. Next, Exaltation Valkyrie is Paladin, right? Paladin is currently strong. Yeah, I don't think you guys need any explanation. The passive is extremely strong. It's just strong. It hits really hard. That's why. And that Radiant Charge, really, really strong. Unfortunately, it's countered by grabs. All of its skills are grabbable, and unfortunately, yeah, it's a bit difficult to use now because people just grab you. Like, it's really annoying. It's not like I would argue it's pretty good against some classes, but it's not. I mean, you won't suffer with the Paladin unless you're against people like the classes above, like Lotus or Hush or Sura, or yeah. So I think Lotus is still, Paladin is still pretty viable, just not that good. It's still pretty viable, and yeah. All right, next. What am I missing? Fuck. Okay. Now this one. Fuck. Gladiator. Gladiator right now. Boom. Okay. Hands down. No more lingers mean people need to use super armor more often. The shield can literally block anything, and by the time you break the shield, the Gladiator already got its abilities already. It's got very short cooldown super armor skill. You can block off damage, and then yeah. Plus the damage is extremely high. And you know what? This class does not need to break forward guard. You can just grab your ass and hit you twice, and you will lose like 60% of your health. So yeah, this class is one of those classes similar to Sura. You can just go grab opening, and it won't go wrong. It still hits really hard, and the full combo of this class is probably second highest in the game. I think maybe third or fourth, but probably that if you know the right one. Actually, you guys can look out White Shield. He actually got the new combo uploaded specifically for the Gladiator. Unfortunately, not a lot of people can use it, and it's a bit that combo is a bit cliche. Unfortunately, like in my opinion, like it's not very reliable, because if the enemy gets resistance once, you basically are very open to being punished. Unfortunately, this class is a bit too strong right now, in my opinion. Its initial attacks is very high damage, and the shield primarily. This class will not lose unless it's completely countered by classes like maybe Lotus or something. Maybe Lotus can break it. Maybe Hasashin is pretty good against it, but not really. There's not really a class in the game that's in particular like extremely strong against it. Yeah, and because the shield blocks any kind of incoming damage, it's a bit too strong currently. It just lacks damage in general, I guess. It lacks the ability to like instantly make far distance. Its mobility is pretty limited, and I think some classes that will be good against it are ranged classes, like in particular ranged classes with a lot of burst, like Archer. So yeah, this class is extremely strong right now. You can check it out. I think it's a very strong class. And yeah, next. Oh, I'm gonna fucking sleepy. Okay, I think there's only one more left. Yeah. Okay, this is the last one. This is gonna be the Archmage. Archmage currently is in disgusting tier, unfortunately. This class lost one of its strengths, one of its greatest strengths, its ability, its evasion iframe. It's invincible during the evasion extremely long, and people used to abuse that in the past. Unfortunately now, due to lingers being removed from the game, can no longer use that. And because of that, unfortunately, the class is a bit meh right now. Unless you're like a really, like a super pro. Well, I can argue that this class has a lot of coverage. It has one of the most invincible frames in the game. It's got coverage, it's got forward guard break, it's got freeze, it's got slow, debuff, it's got high range, it's got teleport. Yeah, it's one of those classes that's got everything, but its evasion is pretty limited. But unfortunately, I think, in my opinion, once people figure out how to play this class now after the changes, I believe this Archmage could probably move to strong tier after people figure out how the class goes. So there's that. Yeah. So yeah, that's it for the Archmage. Unfortunately, right now there's so many things that we don't know yet about many classes, because these classes, there's so many changes with the lingers. Some classes tend to have lingers, some classes still retain their lingers, like Destroyer's Firebomb, and some other classes don't have it anymore. So it's a bit hard to like say. Next is gonna be the last two classes. This is gonna be Titan. I think Titan is pretty obvious. It's gonna be put here in No Need Brain. Yeah, it's a very easy class. Newsflash. You really don't need a brain, because the Titan don't have a brain. All you have to do is grab somebody, spin twice. I mean, you can grab someone twice and just spin twice and they're dead. And it's so tanky, it's impossible to one-shot. Literally, it's impossible. It's too tanky, it hits really hard, and overall, it's you don't really need a brain for it. Well, I would argue you can probably win like 95% of matches using a Titan with limited brain functions. So yeah, that makes it extremely strong. So yeah, just that. Next is gonna be the last class. Thank God, I'm dying. All right, this I'm gonna be using this Awakening Wizard for the Fletcher. This is gonna be put on the top. Fletcher is currently here in overpowered tier. This class relies no lingers. Its super armor is very, very good. Its ability to maneuver around the battlefield is very, very good. It's got an insane coverage. It can break forward guard. It has very high range, very low committal, and overall, its super armor is extremely long. And because of that, because now like skills no longer have lingers, it can just chip you down in between like the ending of your super armor or your like immunity skill, and it can still clip you somehow, because it has like 4 charges of extremely low committal opening skill, which can then transform it into a really painful combo. You can check out Emil V. Hell if you're looking for Fletcher guides. That guy's Fletcher is a beast, and I'll probably argue he is the best Fletcher in the whole game. Across all servers, I'll probably argue with that. So yeah, you can check NLV Hell out if you're looking for a Fletcher guide or something. You can ask him. He's a very friendly guy. He's also one of the members of my group. He's welcome to share. Maybe you can just like go to his channel and check it out for that one. All right, so that's gonna be it, I think. I don't know any other classes that I miss, but if in case I do miss some classes, please do let me know. Yeah, I think that's gonna be about it, guys. I think that's gonna be about it. There's not really a lot of other things I want to talk about. Probably the last things that I want to mention is like these tier lists. To me, at the very least, in my opinion, it's not very helpful because this tier list is simply an opinion of one person, me, and a lot of people can't seem to agree with my opinions, and because of that, I think that regardless of whose opinion it is, if you like a class, just play it, fucking play it. Like you don't need to follow whatever's here. The whole goal of this tier list, in my opinion, is just simply for you to have a rough understanding of what class is currently strong or what class is currently weak. But overall, I genuinely believe that any class can be very strong in the right hands. And if you put enough effort into one class and master all of its secrets, you will eventually be a very dangerous person. You'll be a dangerous duelist, and you can achieve a lot more than what these people who's chasing the meta would ever do. And I genuinely believe that in the future these classes will get buffed, and overall all we can do is hope that Pro Abyss would balance classes a lot better. I hope that they would start hiring real professionals instead of mental asylum patients, because there's no fucking way like a sane person would create this monstrosity. This thing is utter bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit, alright? It's fucking bullshit. Like 3-second invincible, 4-second cooldown, so it's like 1-second delay, and it's got 2 super armor to compensate for that 1-second delay. That's fucking stupid. Okay, that's fucking stupid. I don't know who the fuck you are, but whoever created this, like fucking like something, I hope you go to hell. Okay, I hope you go to hell, because you had just created something that is not even worth playing against. I am literally wasting so much time just figuring out how to fight destroyers. And to be completely honest, there's no way, because when I play the destroyer, I win 100-0. And that's me equipping 3 skills. I play with only 3 skills and I win 100-0 on normals with like 4% PvP like stats. That's fucking stupid. And I don't know who the fuck like designed all like this. That is just dumb. Alright, this is just dumb. Like whoever designed this destroyer, fire him, fire her. I don't give a shit, right? Whoever designed this destroyer is a mental asylum like patient. And you guys should start thinking about how to balance classes that actually needs to be balanced. Nerf classes that is a bit too strong. This destroyer has been extremely strong and completely unchanged since when? Since September. It's been months. It's been months of this class being here, being completely dominant. People use this class in Karkia because it's too broken. You go to Karkia, you go to top ranks. The ones in the top ranks are using destroyers or VKs. There's only 2 like main class up there, you know, and like there's just no way around it. And unfortunately, the only weakness of this class is the player. And the only players that will probably lose with a destroyer is someone with extreme brain damage. Genuinely. Like, how is it even possible? You're playing a class with 3-second invincible with only 1-second cooldown. Initially. Alright, I'm done ranting, alright? I mean, I'll try. I really don't want to make like tier lists anymore. I think it's not helpful. I'm doing this because you guys want me to, alright? You guys want me to make a tier list. I gave you what you want. I'm tired of talking. I've been talking for an hour. I hope I hope you learned something, and probably if you guys start commenting nice things in the comment section, maybe I'll make another one on the second season. But if I still receive like a lot of like fucking like rude comments or whatever, like, well, I'm probably not gonna make it again. And yeah, if you guys don't want me to make it again, feel free to do whatever you want. Yeah. Well, I think I'm done ranting for today. It's pretty tiring. I've been talking for an hour. I hope I don't talk too fast. I hope you guys understand what I'm saying. But I think that's about it. And thank you for watching today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and have a good time and learned something new. I will see you guys again very, very soon. You can subscribe if you want. You don't need to if you don't want to. I'm not making money from YouTube, so fuck it. All right. Have a good day. Enjoy.